the Surviving Animal Channel.
I'm Arav, and this is my partner Advik. Today, we're going to talk with two different specialists about this unique and endangered animal, the African penguin.
Hi everyone, we're thrilled to be here. I'm Pranav.
And I'm Rashad. We specialize in the conservation of African penguins.
Great to have you both. Let's dive in. What exactly are African penguins and how at risk are they?
Their scientific name is Phoenicus demersus. Sadly, they're listed as critically endangered.
They're part of the same family as the Humboldt, Magellanic, and Galapagos penguins. While the Humboldt and Magellanic penguins are doing fairly well, the Galapagos and African penguins are in real trouble.
That's surprising. Why is there such a big difference between them?
Wow, that's a good question. And for that, we have called over Arnold Teletum, also known as Mr. Environmentalist.
Hey guys, thank you for calling me. I actually do have an answer to this. A lot of it comes down to where they live. African penguins are native to the temperate coastal zones of South Africa and Namibia. They nest on flat, sandy, or rocky islands and beaches. The environment there can be chilly. Ocean temperatures range from 6 to 20 degrees Celsius, while on land it can be between 7 and 17 degrees Celsius in winter, and up to 28 degrees Celsius in the summer.
Wow, Mr. Talatom, that's colder than I expected. So how do they stay warm in these conditions?
African penguins are both homeothermic and endothermic. This means that they maintain a stable internal temperature by using energy from their own metabolism.
Plus, the waterproof feathers provide insulation both in and out of water. And they also have bare skin patches on their forehead to release heat when they get too hot.
Wow, these are all very interesting facts.
Looks like it's time for the ad break, guys. And before we go, make sure to send out some questions on the QR code that we put on the plaques out in Mission San Jose High School. We'll try to answer ASAP.
Alright then, we'll be back with you on
The Surviving Animal Channel.
Are vegans healthy? Are vegetarians healthy? French fries?
Meanwhile,
Oh, what's this? African penguin? Interesting. It looks like there's a QR code as well. Let me send in a question.
Welcome back from the ad break. Now let's get back to the topic at hand. Oh, nice. Our viewer just sent in a question. Let's see what it says. Their question is, where do African penguins fit on the food web?
They're secondary consumers, which means they eat crustaceans, small fish, and squid, other animals that eat algae or plankton.
They catch their prey by diving deep and swimming up to 12 miles per hour.
Dang, that's really fast for a bird. What makes these creatures so well adapted to their environment?
They have three main types of adaptations. The structural adaptations include counter shading, white bellies that blend in with the light sky, and dark backs that blend in with the darker ocean.
Physiological adaptations are also with the African penguin. They can regulate body temperature by spreading feathers or using skin patches to release heat.
And finally, they have behavioral adaptations. They dig burrows to protect eggs from predators and heat, and they rest during the hottest parts of the day.
That leads us to another big question. How do African penguins reproduce?
African penguins use internal fertilization. This means that the male releases sperm into the female's cloaca.
They have a brood pouch to keep the eggs warm. One parent stays with the egg while the other hunts for food.
So, Mr. Talatom, aside from being cute, how do they help the environment?
They transport nutrients from the ocean to land by hunting at sea and returning to their colonies. This helps maintain healthy coastal ecosystems.
They also regulate fish populations, especially sardines and anchovies, by preying on the weaker individuals.
Amazing. How did things get so bad for them though?
Human activity is the main cause. Climate change warms the ocean, which drives fish away from penguin habitats.
Plus, humans used to harvest guano, which they relied on for nesting. Without it, their eggs are more exposed to predators.
Habitat loss, oil spills, and overfishing have also severely hurt their chances of survival.
Realistically, what does the future look like for African penguins?
If things don't change, they could be extinct by 2035. Overfishing and rising sea temperatures are contributing to a limited food supply.
It's a stark warning. Losing them would severely impact the ecosystem and even South Africa's tourism economy.
So what would happen to the ecosystem if they disappear?
The food chain would collapse in parts. Fish populations might grow unchecked, and predators that depend on African penguins would suffer.
It would also mean a loss of biodiversity and important nutrient cycling between ocean and land.
This is serious, but awareness is the first step to action. If you're watching and want to help, consider donating to conservation efforts.
There's a GoFundMe page for these African penguin chicks. Any donation could make a difference.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you to the specialist for giving us this information.
It's our pleasure.
We're glad we could share about such an important animal.
We hope that as more information is spread about the species, it increases awareness and overall prevents their extinction.
We couldn't agree more.
Thank you all for joining us today. Until next time, stay tuned on
The Surviving Animal Channel. See you next time.
Hey everyone, it's trivia time. Let's see how well you managed to keep up. Question 1. Where are African penguins primarily found in the wild? A. Madagascar. B. Antarctica. C. South Africa and Namibia. D. Kenya. The answer was C. South Africa and Namibia. Question 2. What is the conservation status of the African penguin? A. Least concern. B. Near threatened. C. Endangered. D. Critically endangered. The answer was D. Critically endangered. Why is the African penguin population declining? A. Increased predator attacks. B. Loss of habitat and overfishing. C. Natural migration patterns. D. Volcanic activity. The answer was B. Loss of habitat and overfishing. Which feature helps African penguins regulate their body temperature? A. Extra blubber. B. White feathers. C. Bare skin glands above their eyes. D. Large beaks. The answer was C. Bare skin glands above their eyes. How many trivia did you get right? That's all the questions we have for today, so thank you for listening.